Werewolf's a little different than other games we've featured so far. It's not a tabletop game, but rather a parlor or party game. You need at least 7 people to play, but it seems to work best with a dozen or so. The only components you need are a few cards that you can easily make yourself, though some publishers do offer nice versions with cool art that you can buy. Werewolf's rules were first published on the web in 1997 by our own Andrew Plotkin, who gracefully agreed to moderate our in-studio games. He based the rules on a game that came out of Russia in the 1980s called Mafia, invented by Dmitry Davidov. Legend tells us that Mafia got to be so popular in Eastern Europe that Latvia's national television channel had made a long-running game show out of it in the early 1990s. But that is not the legend of Werewolf. No. In Werewolf, players all take the roles of happy villagers in some nameless backwater happy village. Or at least they all say they're happy villagers. As dictated by cards that are randomly distributed before play and then kept secret by each player, the village also happens to house 2 hungry werewolves who have infiltrated the village in order to snack on its population. The gameplay alternates between 2 phases, night and day. At night, everyone closes their eyes and makes noise, hence all the leg slapping you see here, while the moderator directs the werewolves to open their eyes together and choose one of the poor villagers to eat up. The moderator then has the seer open his or her eyes and point at another player and be told with a thumbs up or thumbs down whether that player is actually a werewolf. All the noise is meant to cover up any sounds made by these players' gestures. The heart of the game, though, lay in the daytime phase. First, the werewolf's victim exits the game, leaving behind their roll card face up. Then the villagers argue among themselves over which of their number are lying about their identity. Mad for vengeance, their goal is to agree on one suspicious villager to lynch. There are no game mechanics here other than simple communication. Drawing on their own abilities of logic, diplomacy, charisma, and deceit, villagers will try to ferret out who the werewolves are, while the werewolves throw suspicion back onto the villagers. The seer observes all this, cautious about giving their privileged role away, lest they themselves become targeted by the werewolves after sunset. Players vote on who to lynch by pointing, and the phase ends as soon as a simple majority is reached, at which point the recipient of the villager's justice leaves the game, again revealing their secret role. If there are still werewolves afoot at this point, then night falls and the cycle begins again, only this time with fewer surviving players. Ultimately, the werewolves win the game if there are only as many living villagers as monsters. The villagers win if both werewolves get lynched, regardless of how many innocents they might have strung up before that. Let's watch some highlights of a couple of games that we played here in the studio. People tended to keep wandering in partway through the shoot, so the size of the village got larger between games, though we kept to the same formula of 2 werewolves and 1 seer.
Yeah, I still think you're I'm a werewolf.
What is this?
I'm a werewolf.
Kill me before I kill someone.
Okay,
Wow.
I didn't vote for him at all. No.
Okay. Is that your final answer? Is that your final answer? You could save the village.
I think
save the village.
You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Please place your card on the chair.
No.
You're awful. I can't.
We killed the village idiot.
I think we're better off.
Daytime. I'm afraid, as your shirt indicates, you are only a bit player. You've been torn apart.
I was the seer.
No, we've lost our seer.
Okay.
See you later.
So, who was the first person to vote for Joe last round?
Was it Dennis?
Was it Dennis?
It was Dennis.
That sucks.
I think J-Mac pointed first, which makes me suspicious of him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with J-Mac.
Oh, really?
That's,
No,
that's 4 people.
But we started with 9, and you need a majority based on the original.
Majority against, yeah, I'm sorry. You've been torn to
I'm afraid I'm a villager, guys. Again.
I mean,
yeah.
If our villagers would stop acting like werewolves, we would do better.
And I'm afraid that you have been torn to pieces.
Not a werewolf.
Which brings it down to 2 werewolves and 3 villagers, so get it right this time. This is a game of information based on information based on information, and you do theoretically have information.
We know J-Max, not.
I was going to say we know J-Max.
The seer advanced no theories.
Yeah, the seer died.
We're idiots.
For lack of a better idea, I'm tempted to say that it's Carl. But it's
well, then we can just play another round if we lose.
Yeah.
There's that. Sure.
Wait a minute.
But if you're wrong, then
Carl, you have died.
congratulations, you got another villager.
Oh, man.
So we lose now, right?
Yeah, so now it's nighttime and the werewolves come out and the werewolves kill everybody.
Okay.
That really worked better than I thought it would. I'm a werewolf, what, 3 times?
Back then.
But he's doing that. I'm being really quiet because I'm a werewolf thing now.
You're a werewolf? Oh, I see. No.
Because the person that speaks that phrase, that's a good reason as any.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, that would be it. I'm sorry.
Congratulations, you're dead.
Lesson number 1, don't say I'm a werewolf.
Are you a werewolf? You're
I am not a werewolf.
Julia, I'm sorry.
Excellent. I get to watch. You should take my spot.
Julia was a villager also.
I thought it was her.
The only information we have is that you're either not talkative enough or too talkative.
Yeah,
and that
both at the
makes
same
you think
time.
that you're the werewolf.
Which is probably both true.
So we should kill you to be safe?
Yes.
I'm tired of your pointing.
Well, then you'll be dead soon and you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Prove that you're not the werewolf, trying to cover your own track record.
Matt hasn't said enough any of the recent ones. Let's kill him.
You've actually been pretty quiet.
What?
Yeah, Matt, are you a werewolf?
Matt, that was
That was 5.
Yeah, do we have voting on Matt?
Yeah. I think it's wrong.
Oh.
Dang it.
This morning's victim is Carl.
Again?
I'm not Jesus.
Okay, so whoever's the seer should at least start to give some hints of who's not, or because we're about to run out.
Are you sure the hints haven't been coming?
Not from you, dude.
Well, I have. I completely have missed them.
I was saying, so we kill him, and if he's the seer...
If he's the seer, we go after you next.
That's reasonable.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Nice.
Is that going to work, though? We're going to lose 2 people.
Yeah. Probably 2 villagers, and you'll now be down to just wolves.
It's true.
So, no, I'm pointing. I'm tired of getting accused of being this. I think you're the wolf.
I'm not the wolf.
I'm tired of this.
Figure out the people.
All right,
All right, I might have been the wolf.
Dennis, I'm afraid you've got torn apart. But there is only one werewolf left, so you actually have a fighting chance this time.
I thought he was a seer.
Someone's the seer.
4 of us
I'm the seer and it's
I'm
him.
not the seer.
So, of the 5 of us, Ruth is the only person claiming to be the seer.
It's true.
And she's saying that Justin is the werewolf.
I'm inclined to believe her.
I am
Well,
too.
we can at least try.
Yeah.
You've been killed. You're
One challenge to Werewolf is in the initial, what sort of questions do you ask? How do you define, if you're a villager, how do you actually try to ferret out the truth?
At the start, you have nothing.
You have nothing.
Except the seer knows something. So there is a seer in the group who has a piece of information, but it might be this, one of the 12 people is not a werewolf, and that's not very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Well, but even more than that, the way the game, of course, is set up, that if the seer is identified, the wolves will kill the seer on the next turn.
But on the other hand, if the seer can successfully convince everyone else, hey, I'm the seer, that person's a werewolf, they're going to eat me, you must lynch them now before it's too late.
Yes.
And
well,
then that reduces the werewolf population by 1, and that's...
So because the seer is in such a precarious position, it's incumbent on the other villagers to try to figure out a way to get that information out of the seer without the seer sort of ponying up this information and outing
And also the werewolves, if the seer does take that gambit, the werewolves can always say, you're not the seer, or wait a minute, I'm the seer, you liar.
Yeah. Which is, I think there's plenty of examples of that in the clip of when you get accused, immediately turn the accusation on the accuser.
Yeah, which is something you were doing a lot, actually. And I think that's how you were surviving, was you're just throwing it back, and that everyone was really doubting that, which is great. That's hilarious. I love watching that.
I've watched a lot of Matlock.
That's really where I get most of my strategy.
Because isn't like the first witness they bring up the person who did it?
Yes.
In Matlock. So that's a true life lesson that we can learn from Werewolf and Matlock.
Matlock also surprisingly good for dating tips. I'm just saying.